Alright guys, let's go right into metabolism part 2, where I want to discuss how you can maximize your metabolism as much as possible, because it's just a reflex. That's what we want. We want to burn as many calories as possible. That's why we're doing cardio. That's why we're training harder, increasing intensity, because we want to get through those stored calories we have as body fat. But here's the interesting thing. Metabolism, the faster your metabolism is, that's the faster you are aging. And so it's not always a desirable thing, because metabolism is a cellular phenomenon. All of the trillions of cells in your body are going through a process of metabolic activity, and then they are repairing themselves and eventually replicating themselves. And every time a cell replicates itself, it's getting to the end of how many genetically coded resolutions, so to speak, or iterations that it really has. A lot of research looking at even the telomeres, the ends of DNA strands, and how that thinning process is what really can predict your longevity. So anyway, all of that just to say that metabolism isn't just a function of how many calories you lose, and so what your physique is going to look like. You can at least take a little solace if you have a slow metabolism like me, that you may really outperform in terms of longevity, if that's a goal. I think for most people that's a goal, to keep living. But the way we can at least maximize our genetic capacity while we're trying to lose body fat, and these are in order of impact. Number one is movement. The more you move, the more calories you burn. So getting some intentional exercise, including increasing the frequency and the duration up to levels that at least match what you can do. We don't want you to burn yourself out and just have an unsustainable expectation, but challenge yourself and get your intensity a little bit higher, as long as it's being done safely. Your doctor's cleared you for exercise, but also then all the things we talked about: having the right amount of protein in your diet, having proper meal spacing. The act of eating, just like we talked about in thermogenesis, does impact your metabolism. So obviously there's a limit to how much you can eat and want to eat, but making sure that all those facets are done properly is important. But those are your two most important things. Then even some things like sleep, which we'll talk about later. But I do want you to know that more than anything, your metabolism is genetic, and you can maximize it by proper dieting and working with your coach very much in unison, and asking good questions. But also, you're just going to have to get used to exactly what your metabolic capacity is, and then move from there.